Hi everybody, how are you doing? Hope you are well and safe and having a great day. I'm having a great day. Autumn set in, it's raining, but I'm nice and toasty in my studio, so all is good. And I've been trying to achieve a wet street scene. Here we have it here, painted with a dry medium, i.e. pastels in Krita. So a lot of fun with this one. Hopefully you'll get a few tips and tricks as we go along. So let's get straight into the video. Today I'm going to be painting this street scene. This was in Norwich. We can see the market at the back there. And was watching this blues band. I love blues music. They were really cool. But it started to rain, and I thought this would make a really nice painting in pastels as a wet street scene. So I'm going to exaggerate the rain and this white canopy here. I'm going to have streaks down it and stuff. That's my plan. So I'm going to show you how to paint a wet scene with pastels, which is a dry medium. I thought that would be quite funky to do, and I'm going to be using the Digital Atelier pastels, obviously, because they are awesome and I love them to bits. You can get them from the Krita website. I'm using the free smart textured background with all these layers here. I've got a video that I'll link to if you've not seen these before. Basically, we only need to worry about a couple of layers, and I'll talk about them as we go in. And then, because I'm working in a landscape format, I'd really hate the Krita reference image tool, because you've got to sort of put your image at the side of it like that. So you're either working on a small canvas or you can't see your image. So I'm using something called PureRef. Now this is a free app. I'll put a link in the description for this as well that you can get, and it will stay on top of all your other apps, and I can resize it nice and easy, and I can move that around with the left mouse button, scroll up and down to make it fit, resize the window again with the left mouse button, right mouse button, and I can move it. And it's as simple as that to use. You can't use a colour picker on it, unfortunately, if you like to choose colours like that. So that's a no-no, but it's really worth getting, especially for Krita, because the reference thing isn't very good for horizontal formats. I love it when I'm working on portrait, because I can put it side by side, but not for landscape. So this smart texture, you must have seen this if you've been watching my channel for any length of time. You'll know I love this sort of smart texture. This one is for the pastels. If I press F3, if I've got this very bottom layer selected and press F3, it actually tells you on the text next to it. Press F3 to change the color, and then I can click on the color there and choose something. And I'm going to be painting this mainly in blues, so I'm thinking maybe sort of a soft orangey color. Maybe I'm thinking something complementary to blue, but I don't want it in your face orange. Maybe that's nice. Yeah, I'm going to go with that today, I think. There we are. So the only other thing you need to know is we're working in these two layers here. You can do your undercolor there, and you can paint a sketch here. And if I work on these two layers, the texture will show through. And if I paint over here on this layer, this second to top layer, it will actually block out the texture. So I'm going into the undercolor, and then I can start painting with that. I need to just shrink this image down a little bit more. There we go, just for reference. And I've got it on a larger screen next to me as well, so I can see that, see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to start blocking in some colours. I'm very excited about this. Let's get cracking. No messing about. Pastel block brush. That sounds perfect. Let's get in with some dark colours. Really, I should have a massive palette of colour and pick them like you would with pastels for this. Maybe it would be quite good fun. I want a dark colour. I'll try this green and I'm going to put some blue in it as well. Sweep that round like that. Not dark enough. That's a bit too clean for me, a bit too clinical. I want something a bit more organic looking. That's better. Square brackets, resize your brush. Is that too, might be a bit too much? That's better. That's the one I want. Going with a bit of blue as well over the top of that green. About halfway there. Then we got some red in. A bit bigger. I'm just putting big sweeping brush marks on at the minute. And don't forget, you don't have to paint all the detail. I am not going to put that. If I just resize this up again for you very quickly, I'm not going to put this building in, this sort of church or whatever it is behind, just a distraction. We don't need that. Oh, that's handy. Soft blurriness, that's what I'm after. This band was really good. A bunch of old boys like myself feeling the blues, and a young lad on guitar. It was really good. Lots of vertical strokes in here, and try and get the I've got a bit of lag going off there. Try and get the perspective in a bit, but it's mostly going to be vertical rain. All looking a bit abstract, but there was lag going off. Right, these buildings, let's sort them out a bit. I think if I use the control key, select that blue, square brackets, change the side of my brush. Just thinking about these. 1, 2, 3. Big gap, 4. Just use that one colour just to get them in there, really. It absolutely bucketed it down. We can have lots of misty, moody effects with this because, you know, it's the rain makes you squint and you can't see properly. So that's what I'm trying to say here. little wet marks. Control key, pick that colour up. I think this is going to be a good painting because I'm really I'm into this. It's sometimes I'm not always into the subject as much, but this one I definitely am. I'm trying to get a bit more orange. Maybe I just need to. That's it. And you can't see it so much on the photo. I'm just dragging these down, these roller doors down to give that impression of the rain. A bit darker. That's it. This brush is perfect for this. The basic pastel blend. Wet streets scene, loving it. With a bit of blues. I'll probably have to rethink the rooftops on the top of these. Got this blue one going off here. There's gates, roller doors at the sides as well. Just looking at the big picture at the minute. That's nice. So now let's think this through again. Green, they've all got, well, the first two have got green canopies. They're like that. That's a bit vibrant. I want it muted. Over the red one there. And then we go to blue. It's unusual for me to actually stick with the colours. I am paying attention to the perspective. Control key, just make this one a bit. Shuffling things around a little bit. And the yellow one. Actually, that's a green blue, isn't it? I like that. Oops. Don't want to go too light here. That will just draw your eye to the edge of that. Maybe I'll just undo that last stroke there. Put it in a bit darker. We don't want your eye being dragged out to the corner of the painting. I'm just going to leave that a bit softer. Okay, with darker green there. Let's actually make it more green. Cream colour. Maybe I should be changing my pastel now. I can keep switching between these to get sort of sharper edges like that. Let's put a sign in front of that. There we go. I think that's a bit green actually. This is it the same colour? Are we getting no. I was wondering if we was getting like an optical illusion then. You've got to remember these sort of finish here. So it looks like I really elongated them. And they're still going up like that. Thinking about the perspective, you see. Right, let's just tidy the tops of them up a bit. Looking good. Just a bit more yellow. I can see real glaring error now. I don't know why I didn't see this before. That should be really thin there. That. I've got to get the finger and smudge some of this. Thinking about the rain, just hitting that. Try to stump, that might be a bit more. That's it. Just all softened off, blurred with the rain. Nice start, nice start. Just blurring and smudging. I don't normally blend, do I? But I think this requires it. Right, canopy time. Let's try this one. Pastel 3 Legacy. That's a bit vibrant, that's better. A bit grey I want. Blue. I don't want strong chroma here. It's all about It's all about the rain graying everything off, killing all those strong colours. Oh, that's a bit. Stump. Push colour and fuzz it all up with the rain. To put the tree in. I think we need the tree. I think that's a big part of it. This is in a town called Norwich, and there was on YouTube a video's gone viral of two drunken ladies. Oops, I need a brush. A pastel. 5 basic blend. That's what we've been using before, isn't it? Actually, I think I need something a bit more. Let's try the impact. Wrong colour though. Yeah, two drunken ladies arguing with the police. It's quite funny. It's funny to me because I've just visited Norwich, and it's not the impression I got of Norwich. I saw Norwich. It was a really lovely town. Lots of art going off and galleries and things, and not a nice place, just a nice place. And these two young women are proper drunk, really drunk, arguing with the police. That's not the image that the town council want to purvey. I'm absolutely sure of that. A little tree, get a stump, do a bit of blending, trying to keep it going vertical if I can, because it's chucking it down with rain. Oh, I might put some of these signs in and things, I don't know. I can lift this colour up, put a few highlights in. I'm not finished on these roofs yet. I'm not. Let's go with that. So I will be putting sort of more highlights in and things. Didn't like what I've done now. I'm just going to do that. That's it. Use the colour a little bit better. Because rain, when it hits the surface, it can really make it pop as well. So even though the colours are muted, you can get a lot of contrast. Like that look. I just wanted to get that in because it was looking a bit flat, and so that's better, I think. And I'm not worried about detail and how many bands there are and all that kind of stuff. I'm just not bothered. Right, I'm going to put this couple in here now. Shall I create a new layer? Shall I paint on this layer above it so I can move them around if I get it wrong? I will. I'm just going to rough them in to start with. I can use. Shall we use what's number 3 legacy? Just pick a blue colour. His head's about there, isn't it? In fact, let's go dark and then I can add lights. Jiving in the rain. I've got to kind of purvey the movement this guy. Look at this cool shirt. Let's just let's make him up so you can see. Look at the cool shirt he's got on there. See, I do like this about the PureRef, because you can't do that in the Krita reference app. It just a non-starter. Problem with what I've done now by enlarging that is I can't judge. I've made him way too big actually. Let's just shrink him down a bit. I can't judge scale too easily. This is why he's on a different layer. Save me having to rub him all out and do it all again. That's about right. Just an indication really of what these figures are, because I'm going to blur them all out with the rain and everything. Just a little flick of something there, and then his partner dancing away. Got a lot of figures to paint in here. And then pick this up and just drag that down. Add in a bit of colour. Let's get that light showing. Kind of there. Yeah, about there, I think. Get that stump and just drag that down as well. Should colour for this guy. Puts back there. Move this out of the way. Do it with my mouse. So I can pick a brush. Like that. Maybe put that one in there as well. Bit on the heel. Just drag that down. Look at the rain on his back. That's awesome. I keep forgetting I've got the blending brush selected. I'm just going to zoom in a bit. Why am I working so small when I can zoom in? Just add a little bit of detail. Shoulder comes out a bit more there, doesn't it, really? Even lighter. Not that light, maybe. Concentrating. Needs to come out more there. See that there? Almost straight down in a bit. Baggy cardigan. Let's think about this. Contrast. Blending again. Yeah. That's it. Zoom out again, see how that's looking. His arm's not quite right. Wants to be, oops. Wants to be much more relaxed. Comes right down here actually. And this cardigan sneaks in there. A cheeky look. There. And then got this funky shirt that he's wearing. There we go. like that. What's it got in his hand? Got no idea. Just put a hand there. The colour. Let's get his trousers where a foot is. I'm continually using the control key to pick a colour up. It doesn't always work though. And then just adjust it on the colour wheel. That's too light. I'll put a little bit of a line down there. How are we doing? Time, not too bad. Zoom that out again. I'm quite feeling that. That's okay. Get that blending stump and just give it some welly. I'd like to blend those two layers together now so I can sort of merge the colours. So I'm going to do that. So this system here, you can create layers, merge them together, just as merge with layer below, perfect. Just as you can with any normal system, and then click plus again and add another layer, and that means I can now push colours. Go onto the painting, I can push colours both ways. Just sort of get that really. What's this one do? I never adjust the properties of these brushes. I guess I could do more of a sort of softener than a blender. That's better. Let's look at the whole thing. It's coming together nice, isn't it? I think what I'm going to have to do now though is speed it up a little bit, or I'm going to run into problems with time. So I'll just speed it up and get a few more of these characters in, and then I'll be back to talk about one or two other things. Just noticed that the buildings, I'll just shrink this down a little bit, see the buildings are way too low, the market. I need to just lift them up a bit. Oops, do that. So just move this out of the way, use the select tool, maybe not the select tool, maybe I want, what? Oh, here we go, yeah, that's it. Just draw around that. In fact, if I draw right down to there, and then the that tool, that should select, when I say that tool, it's a little square with the little boxes around the edge of it. I could just move that up, look like that. That should be about there. And then I can go back to my brush, select, deselect all, Control Shift A if you like, and then just use my blending brush. Let's get this back out of the way again. Just going to zoom back into that lady because that's what I'm going to paint next. Choose the blending brush and just soften off this where I've moved stuff around a bit. And then I've got a little bit of work just to put some colour back into it as well. Just make sure I don't miss any. There we go. I can, if I want, just draw some this tree back in a little bit, maybe. So it is easy to move things around if you want. That's what that was. Why I came back to show you that. So it's all about softening. I've really softened these, the band up. Vertical blending. Right, let's get some colour back in here. I notice we've got like this sort of white, almost creamy coloured thing going off there like that, which I quite like. Where it's the wet's it the road. Put some of that in, like it, and then just blend into it, look like that. So moving those buildings, not a big deal. It was quite easy. Go. I'm still on the under layer. I think just before I get into the lady, I'm going to put some blue in here as well. Some pale blue. It really needs to be blue as well, not that colour. Just to do that. It's like a sort of reflection on the wet. Get my blending thing, blending stump. Get that some welly. Pick this colour up. I'm kind of doing perspective on the pavement lines, and then just vertically blending them, and that gives you that kind of wet look. But hopefully we'll still be getting something that looks a little bit, although here, I mean, look at this. Got this, well, you can't see it. Let me zoom, but let me just zoom out for you again. It's this light there. I should really bring it in a bit though. Put it sort of there, not right at the edge. You don't want it to the edge. Just doing this before I start getting into the other characters. Oh, and I moved, what I should say as well, I moved the musicians around a little bit. You can see that the singer, I've moved him right next to the bass player, left a little bit of space at the side there, all for composition really. And this Cafe Nero sign, that's not going to get put in at all. Don't need that. Anyway, let's have a look at this, what we're going to do with this lady. So each character, what I've done, I create a new layer, I work on that layer, and then I merge it down and do the next one. And the reason I'm doing one at a time and not sort of all the characters on one layer is that by doing it this way, if I want to move one character, I can get them in position and then create another. If I did two and I just wanted to move one character, I've then got to go to the bother of selecting them off and all of that game, which I don't want to be doing. Right, so blue. Zoom in a little bit on this, can't I? Just to... What I'm doing now, where I want to put this lady, I've got another, I'm looking at my larger screen, and I can put sort of roughly where. That's a bit high actually. Oops. About there, yeah. And then it finishes about here, like that. So I'm sort of looking at the other photo, I can see the old thing and measuring her off against the guy that's dancing. Oops. Can I undo that? I can. You can see I've sort of positioned her in accordance with where the guy is. So that's that. I don't know why I'm doing that. I can just roll in with the mouse button. Let's do it a bit darker. That's it. And I just sort of, I begin by looking at the silhouette, you know, thinking about how that works. Just painting the silhouette first. And I could use the eraser, I suppose. I haven't got an eraser on here. Move this out just a second. Should add an eraser to this palette. I think I'm going to do that. Oh, erasers, here we are. I'll just take that one and right click on it, assign to tag, DA pastels. So I've now got an eraser I can use. If I go back to my pastels, now I've got the eraser at the top, so I can get this out of the way again. I can work on this a bit and get everything in the right place. It's all, that's better. I can just start cutting out a little bit, because I'm going to soften all this up so it doesn't matter. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. I think with this character it's easy to see my method of working. Everything's moved. That just comes down. So like that, like that, like that, and like that. That's it. There we go. Get the leggings in. I'm still working with pretty much muted colours. I might pop some highlights in towards the end. I thought it was great that people had come totally prepared, you know, with this sort of rain mac to just have a good time and get out and dance. That's the British weather. We know it's going to rain. People are all geared up for it. Awesome. Yeah, not a very good foot, is it? But there's a reason. I don't care, right? Because I'm going to get that stump and I'm going to do that. Oh, wrong stump. This one's better. Hang on, let's try that again. And just blend that off. Drag it down. Even get the colour and add more white. That's it. Now, if we look at this, we have got a reflection, so let's get that in. I was going to put it in anyway. This one. I think maybe I've overdone it a bit with the feet. Take a few lines through there. I like that bit of orange there, actually. That bit of orange in. Now, to see, I kind of not got this figure right at all, really. Mine's a bit too static. I want it. Got some blue. Do you mean blue? Put a few highlights. Start thinking about the highlights. A bit lighter still. Got my fingers on them square bracket keys. Just want to be a bit more green actually. Looks a bit like the Grim Reaper. I've got to be a bit careful. Might change the size of this in a bit. You've got to make it look like it's part of the painting and not painted on the painting as well. That's kind of important. I think that's looking better. Yeah, I want it closer. I need it closer to the guy. So this is why I've got it on a separate layer. I just move that in. I've got all the shadows as well. Look, all the reflections. I mean, about there. Maybe even just scale it down a bit as well. Sort of like that. Yeah. So I'm moving stuff around for composition, really. There we go. And that's why I've got them on a different layer. I'm liking that. Let's merge that layer down. So it's Control E. So you select the layer you want to merge with the one below it. Control E. Boom, done. Create a new layer. I can start adding more people. So I'll speed it up again. Well, that didn't take long. I thought what I'd do, I just put in a few sort of really fuzzy shapes. I like this guy to be the central focus and his partner, and the lady in blue dancing in blue. It was just distracting. It was taking your eye to that. So I just really softened that down a lot. This, I just love this sort of really fuzziness about it. So you're not really concentrating on that at all, just looking at the guy. So I think I've saved myself hours drawing all of these people. I've got a much better effect. I don't need any more on this roof or anything. It's all just soft and fuzzed out by the rain. And I'm just wondering if I should look at all the people I've missed out and everything. I've still captured the essence, I think. I don't think it needs anything else, you know. I think that's there. Might just put a few. Oops. Just use the pencil and just define him a little bit more, maybe. I don't know. I tell you what, I can do this on a different layer, and then if I don't like it, I can just delete it, can't I? Let's create a new layer. Just the odd little bit. This as well. Pinky colour. Bit of definition. Maybe some white, just rim lighting the hair. Like that. A little bit. And that. Just odd little bits of definition. I think we're there. Maybe just I keep saying I think we're there, and then doing a bit more. Just that leg a bit more defined. Down there like that. There we go, finished. Let's get it signed, Steve. Oops. And there we have it. A wet street scene painted with a dry medium. Quite like that idea. Have a band playing live in the rain. Surprised they didn't get electrocuted. But there you go. That's it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Can't stop fiddling. Actually, just when I thought it was finished, I've decided I need to put a few more little bits in there as well. Some sort of highlights, colour and things, just to make it pop a little bit. So this is where I'm going to come in with pure colour. A little bit more. I'll use this brush, and it's just to sort of just adding dots of colour. think this sort of just adds a bit of sparkle to the painting. A bit too much on that one. Go. Draws your eye in as well. Just a little marks and wet things on the pavement. Not feeling that quite so much. Bit up here. It was too low down. Yeah, that's it, I think. I think we're done. Yeah, that's it. So, thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, a big thumbs up, as always, is much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I've got lots of videos like this, and I would love to be sharing them all with you. So, don't forget, everybody, stay safe, stay sane, keep painting, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.